suicide.
They're going to be hard pressed to be beaten.
It's going to be very difficult.
But you know, as they say with batter, it's all about the batter passing and effectiveness.
It must go right or wrong.
Must go right or wrong.
So even if you have the best athletes, the batter passing is very important, and that's another technique which is it has to be passed on as you are young. Batter passing is something that has to be practiced very fluently. It must be done fluently. It's a great technique. And when you watch at the international games, sometimes you're watching and you can't even see the batter passing because it's done so, and you know the fields are so big. But nevertheless, this is where it begins. And so let's hope that those persons who have the responsibility for the various physical education programs in the primary school, preschool, and secondary school use the opportunity with these meets to make sure they see any difficulties or any idiosyncrasies that the kids may have. They're often running.
And who's going to make the first early running here? Trailblazers is looking good on the inside, closing the gap on MVP, and Runners is running away with this one in lane 4, and she's handover now, and here comes MVP, and Trailblazers and MVP. Trailblazers has already cut the stagger on the inside, closing the gap, but it's MVP all the way. MVP and Trailblazers running 1-2. Trailblazers handover now. There goes a sloppy batter passing by MVP, but there goes Trailblazers on the inside, and MVP running neck and neck, but it's Trailblazers who has the advantage now, running on the inside. So it's been with Trailblazers all the way to the finish, and handover Trailblazers has done so now, and here comes Trailblazers. MVP followed in second place, closing the gap a little on Trailblazers, but she's not going to catch her. Running out of real estate right now, and it's Trailblazers all the way, winning this one very easily. And as we said, it's all about the batter passing and the technique. Had MVP had a better batter passing, it would have been a closer race, but therein lies.
But not only MVP, the athlete from Runners in the first handover. The first hand was a poor handover. The athlete who was receiving just stood up, and all the stagger that they achieved going down the back straight, and they lost that. But as I said, this is an important facet of relay running, the batter passing, and with time they would learn. They're young, they're under 15, so that's where we are.
A nice time, 51.56 by Trailblazers, and MVP 52.64, and race runners a time of 58.72, and Fusion rounding out the fourth position in a time of 1 minute 3 seconds 0.31. So again, it all comes down to the smoothing of effectiveness of the batter passing, and that's where Trailblazers made it up, and they ran away with this one in the nice little 2.6 meters per second. And
that's the wind been fluctuating around that area since morning time, and it continues to do so. But as we said, the batter passing is something to be desired. They have to kind of smooth out that because they had a great start. The runners athlete really opened the stagger on the other three athletes, but the recipient in the first handover just stood up instead of probably she's not taught about the zoning, the proper way to get where to put the hand to collect the batter, and so with time that will improve, let's hope, and we'll see a closeness in.
And again, we can't fault the athletes because there were very limited competition, very limited time when they can and cannot train, and so on, and as such. And then you had, I'm
limited
sure,
meets too.
Limited meets, and not only that, you have athletes in some clubs with knick-knack injuries. They come today, you see them this week, next week you don't see them.
There,
or something going on with the family. You're not able to see them to be able to get the team out to be able to do the batter training, and then sometimes you go to a meet and there is not relay in your group, so it makes no sense working on the relay with the athletes and then there is no opportunity for them to run, and so on. So that's why things like the KFC relay meet, you know it was coming, you had an opportunity to work and train the group and work on the quickness and the effectiveness of the batter passing. But hey, kudos to GAA for providing an opportunity for the young ones to be able to work on their skills, and they know now what they have to go back to the drawing board with and what to work on. And congratulations to all who've participated. We're getting ready for the next group of athletes in the relay.
The boys division.
In the boys division.
Yeah.
And
15. To the left of your screen, you're watching the shot put for girls in the under 17 category.
And the young ladies are making sure that they've picked up the right weight. Checking it out. And there goes Tadisha Collins of Trackblazers. And Tadisha was an athlete who ran brilliantly in the 1 and 200 and has now picked up a lot of the throwing. She's now gone over into field events.
Well, a lot of them getting multifaceted at the moment, and that's a good thing. You know, in the early days, we used to have athletes, take for instance, years ago, you had Carl Lewis, he doing long jump, hop, step and jump, he doing 400, he doing 200, he's sprinting. A lot of athletes, they're specific in one event. That's Kelsey Morel to your left there now. She is a champion. You can see, watch her technique, excellent extension of the arms, good turn. She has a good skill set, and actually she was an athlete who brought home a Carifta medal for us.
And I think you know, we have to really get behind Kelsey and give her the support she needs to transition into a professional world champion. I think we cannot allow what I call the gentle giant, you know, to be so successful at a young age and not help her achieve her real, you know, abilities in her adult life. And she continues to train, she continues to work with the coaches in Trackblazers, and let us hope that you know, as we were saying all morning, the stakeholders get on board and provide some assistance to her so she can get to the next level.
She has good family support also. I have had the opportunity of interviewing her a couple times, and she's excited about what she's doing. She wants to be a champion. She wants to bring glory to Grenada. She's still babyish at the moment. We're going...
So it's runners and velocity. The boys on the 15, and there goes runners on the way, sprinting away. Velocity in the back. And the first handover is made, and here comes Velocity now, running down the backstretch. Would he catch him? He's closing the gap, and he's reeling him in. He's reeling in. What a brilliant second leg by that young man from Velocity. He closed the gap. Oh my goodness, look at this run. Hand over the baton now, and they're gone, off and running. Third leg now. Who wants it more? Lane 5, lane 4. Who wants it more? And it's Velocity in the front, just a fraction ahead of runners. Coming around the 200 bend, getting ready to do the final handover, and that's going to be a cracker. And there goes Velocity. He switched the baton, switched hands, and here comes runners. They're trying to catch him. Would he catch him? No, not yet. He's closing the gap though. He's closing the gap with each stride, but he's not going to catch him. He's going to run out of real estate, and he crosses the line now, just about. And there goes Velocity. A great run. What a brilliant change in the race from the second leg.
Certainly, it was an excellent second leg. Running there by the athlete for Velocity. The handing over of the baton was superb. There were no mistakes made by these youngsters. It's just a pity we didn't have enough and more competition in the event, but nevertheless, it's great.
I would say if we had fans in the stadium, could you imagine what an atmosphere this would have been?
Certainly.
Seeing that second leg.
And look at the time, it's 57.73. That's a good time for under 15. It's good, it's under a minute.
Yeah.
It can only be better than keep coming down with the training of the runners. But nevertheless, it's an opportunity for the youngsters to come out and participate. They're going to remember today.
Oh yes, they certainly are going to remember today. But I was really, I'm happy. That was a spirited run by the athlete on the second leg for Velocity. Well done. He came all the way back. He reeled him in and then passed him just as he handed over the baton. Excellent run there. That's what relay is all about: excitement and giving everybody an opportunity to see what we have here in Grenada. Those of you watching online, a nice fishing day. Jacks, you know, I know you're missing it right now, but those of us, you know, right after Easter season, it's always fish time. Yeah?
Well, certainly. I participate in the pulling of the net. I use it as a tripod to take a swim, to get some fish. and also as exercise.
As my colleague would say, you pull in sail.
Yeah, and there seems to be quite a bit in that net because we see the balls around.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's a great exercise. Eh?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh yes, oh yes. And one of the joys for persons who would have seen that a short while ago is that whenever you help in the participation of pulling of the seine, you get a calabash of fish.
It's called a jolly.
A jolly. Well, you know, well they would see it. They would say it's a calabash.
Yeah.
You know, so you say a calabash because they would understand that when they see it.
Yeah. It's a lovely exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, so we're getting ready for event number 35, the boys by 100 meter relay, and this is going to be an open event. Based on our card, there are 3 teams that are down to participate: Fusion, SCRS, and MVP. In the meantime, we're looking at to the extreme left, we're looking at the girls shot put open. And we're moving down into the evening session. It's still overcast there. Nice day at the stadium.
Yes, nice overcast day. We've not had any liquid sunshine, even though the liquid sunshine is what you call rain.
Yeah.
It hasn't graced us with our presence. I mean, this morning it did look like the clouds were going to give us some, but nonetheless, we haven't gotten any. Still nice weather-wise on the track. Not too much wind. Sometimes the wind go up to just over 2, but for the most part, it has been a minus and just around 1. While the athletes are doing the sprint events, at least for the throwers and the jumpers, they would like a little bit more wind because they get to get more flight and height with the throws and the jumps. But nonetheless, a good day in pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean, broadcasting to you live at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Those of you in cyberspace, thank you for bringing us into your homes, and we hope you are enjoying today's proceedings. And this lovely viewing is brought to you by TNR Communications, and they're doing a marvelous job bringing this to you live. Of course, you do know we do have COVID. We encourage persons to wear their masks when you're going out in public. I don't want the police to charge you now because we do have the laws here. Don't be charged. Wear your mask and so on. And those persons who are vaccinated also do wear their mask, and continue to play your part in keeping Grenada safe, keeping our borders safe. Don't do anything that would jeopardize your neighbor or your family's future.
Well said. To me, I'm wondering whether we are getting into the preparation for a break. They have not said anything, but based on what we're seeing,
it appears like that. I'm not seeing anything down on the track, with the exception that they're tabulating the scores for the shot put so that they can see who's going on to the final round. I guess everybody has had their first of 3 throws already, and they would have tabulated, and now that's what we are seeing on the screen there. Nonetheless, a brilliant run in the 400, if you missed it earlier, by Shafonia Houston of SCRS. Ran 57.93, the only record that I know of that has been broken for the day. And she's only 13 years old, remember that, and she ran that time of 57.93 in the 400 meters. So congrats to SCRS Rising Stars and Lee Coffey, the coach there, and her mom. I know you are brimming with confidence now. You can't wait to see me. When you see me, I know you're going to say you've given me the answer. Mike Batiste, kudos to you, and to all the people listening online. We say stay tuned. We are right here at Kirani James National Stadium, bringing you the best of Whitsuntide 2021.
So it seems to be a break. So we'll be back with you as soon as they resume the field and track events.
trouble his way. He's trying to find me with thoughts as sharp as razors. He's called depression. I want him to go away. Please let me be. Let me be free. No negative thoughts, no evil thinking may come my way. I am the one who's going to win the battle. I'll put my love, soldiers and Jah would lead the way. I'm gonna win the battle. He's gonna pay the price. With Jah as my almighty savior, I'm gonna sacrifice. Nothing bad can harm me. Nothing bad can win. This battle my child's leading. Oh. One of the leading causes of suicide is depression. Why suffer in silence? Speak out. Who can it be? Yeah, waiting until I'm crying. Sadness, you see, he's taking control of my mind. He's saying cut, he's saying kill. I can't stay still. Come on to me, Jah Jah. Come in and bless my life.